Hi, Kandi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
All right. Thank you for taking the time for the interview. I appreciate it.
Thank you for even wanting to interview me.
No problem. I just want to first congratulate you on the release of your new album, Kandi Koated. Congrats on that. And
Thank you.
tell me, the emotions you're feeling now that the album has released. Since it's been so long between
Oh,
albums.
man, I mean, I can't even explain to you how it feels like as long as for a while I felt like maybe I wasn't gonna get the opportunity to do another solo album,
Mhm.
and it was just something that I always wanted to do since my last album, but so many different things happened for me having a daughter and trying to get readjusted back in the swing of things to having a deal, but things never coming together with it. And, it's just been a long journey. And I know a lot of people probably thought, like, well, why did she just now come out? But it's not that I didn't want to, it's just things wasn't coming together.
Mhm.
And to finally see everything come together now, it's a very emotional time for me,
Yeah.
and I'm happy that so many people are supporting me. Although I do know it's going to be a lot of work. I'm not going into this. I wasn't going into it thinking, oh, I'm gonna be selling 100,000 first week. No, so kind of stuff. Like for me, I knew this was going to be a work album because right now is the time I have to gain all my old fans and regain new ones.
Mhm.
So right now it's the grind.
Yeah, definitely. I was at your show, the album release party in New York last week, and before you performed "Fly Above," you were talking a little bit about how people were doubting you could ever do another album, and there's haters out there and everything. Was there a point when you didn't feel that you would be able to do another album, or did you always know you were going to be able to do one?
Well, no, it wasn't the point where I think that, well, put it this way, I didn't think I was going to be able to do another one, through a major,
Mhm.
a major label meeting. I just figured, if anything, it was just going to be me putting out my own project, finding any, finance and myself or something like that, but without any help from a major label. So to be able to do it and have Warner Brothers and partners that would just be back in the project is just it's just something I just never saw coming.
Yeah.
And so it's just like it started out where it was a thing of I was gonna shop a deal, like I said, shortly after I had my first solo album. I was gonna just go get another deal somewhere else. But then, I got pregnant with my daughter, so some years passed. And then when I started trying to shop a deal again, labels were just so used to me being candy and a quote unquote songwriter. It was like the songs that I had, they was like, oh, love the songs, but can we just, buy them from you for whatever other artists they had? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They wasn't trying to, put out Candy as an artist. They just wanted to use Candy songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like to be able to finally come around and pull it all together. It's major for me.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. One of my favorites, personal favorites from this album is the song you did with Neo, "Me and You," and I was wondering what your inspiration was to, use a sample from the Outkast song, "Elevators."
Well, when I went to the studio with Neo, he has his own production team or whatever, and they was playing. He and I had collaborated on one song,
Hmm.
and then we supposed to just keep, doing records or whatever, just keep coming up with different ideas. So when he was playing the track, at first they was only playing me like real R&B, what they consider to be something for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, play me all kind of tracks. Play me something that you think is out the box that you wouldn't expect me to do. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So he started playing his other tracks that was more hip hop driven or whatever. And the Outkast, the one with Outkast sample came on. Immediately I was like, I gotta have that track. Obviously, I'm born and raised in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm an Outkast fan. We went to high school together.
Oh, okay.
So I love Outkast. So I was like, man, that could be so hot. And I was like, I want you to, because at that point I was like, I wanted him to, mainly write that record himself because I'm like, why pay for a Neo record if I'm not gonna let him do him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just told him what I want. I was like, I just want to flip the whole me and you thing, and he did it, and it turned out hot.
Yeah. Yeah. I like what you did with that. Nice song. Um, you just released a video for "How Could You Feel My Pain." Is this going to be a single, or like, what are you doing with that one?
Nah, right now, it's not a single. We just did viral videos for Haven't Loved Right and How Could You Feel My Pain.
Okay.
Basically, we did that because, sometimes a lot of people, before you get an album, you're kind of skeptical, like, I don't know what this album's going to be like. So we wanted to, marketing about a few visuals and let people hear songs before the album came out.
Mhm.
And that's what it was.
Okay, cool. Talk to me about your web show, KandiCoated Nights, that you do on Ustream. What was your inspiration for doing that show, and how's the reception been?
KandiCoated Nights was something that just kind of happened.
Yeah.
I was, in January of this year, I was doing this Fly Above contest. I had put Fly Above out, on iTunes or whatever, and they had a ringtone available on most phone companies. So I was just like, I'm going to call people who send me their number that has, Fly Above as their caller tune.
Mm-hmm.
So I was calling people live on Ustream, and, anytime you're on Ustream, sometimes you're going to get somebody to put crazy stuff on the chat box.
Yeah.
And so somebody kept putting nasty stuff on the chat. So I said, look here. I said, whoever that is, wait until after midnight and we're going to do Kandi After Dark, right?
Yeah.
So at midnight, people started tweeting, I thought you said we were going to do Kandi After Dark.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, send me your best sex stories and we're going to start reading them.
Oh, wow.
And when I did that, I started sharing, reading theirs and, comparing some of my own stories. And before you know it, I had 80,000 people that went in and out of my chat room all night.
Oh, wow.
And it was just real crazy, it was crazy. So the following day, people were when you going to do it again?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, how about we every Wednesday? And I just stay consistent with it.
Yeah.
It's me and my friends, and we just talk about it, openly about different relationships, and we have a following. And it's become, I guess it's successful because everywhere I go, people are like, I love KandiCoated Nights. And I'm like, how is it that so many people across the country know about the show,
Yeah.
It's just on the internet. It's not like I do promo for it or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just funny. But, now that they showed it on the Housewives, it's even more people that know about it.
Yeah. Very cool. I'm actually a big fan, and I admire a lot of the writing you've done over the years for other artists, and I know you're a very accomplished writer. If I could ask you, in your opinion, what's your favorite song or the best song you feel you've ever written for another artist, if you could possibly answer that?
That's a good question. Well, one of my favorite songs that I did for another artist, it wasn't a big song,
Mm-hmm.
but I just really loved the song. Me and this guy who there actually collaborated on it. But it was a song called Single for the Rest of My Life by that group, ISIS.
Yep.
I used to love that song because honestly, it was the concept of it was inspired by one of my past relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So I just really loved it. And I hate that it wasn't big on the other songs that I've written.
Yeah.
But, sometimes you just really like a song and it doesn't have to be the biggest song. You just really like it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was a cool song. I remember that one. A personal favorite of mine I just wanted to touch on was the song you did with Alicia Keys, Jane Doe. Tell me what you remember about that one.
Well, that was a great experience. I had no clue Alicia was going to be as big of an artist as she is. My current manager at the time, he worked for Columbia Records, and he was my publisher or whatever. He was the president of Columbia, Michael Malden. Anyway, he had worked with Alicia, so he was like, hey, I think it'd be great to have, female producers and writers come together and do a record together.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, cool, And I got in the studio with her and her and Crucial Keys, and we just started coming up with ideas from scratch. And I just started singing the song off the top of my head, and she started playing around it.
Mm-hmm.
And she was trying to show me how to use the drum machine. I never forget that. It was so funny because
Yeah.
I did not know how to program a beat or anything, okay?
Yeah.
So she was trying to show me how to do that type of stuff, and it was cool. Like, it was a real fun session, and she's just a good person to be around in the studio.
Cool, very cool. Tell me about the tour you're currently on with Eric Benet and Fantasia. How's that whole thing going?
Oh, I love being on tour with them.
Yeah.
First of all, the show is hot from beginning to end.
Mhm.
Like, from beginning to end, like, and I'm not just saying that because I'm on the show, but it's been a great tour. And on some of the dates, El DeBarge has been on some of our tour dates.
Wow.
And that show is just amazing. Like, people on their feet from the top to the end of the show. And Fantasia, like, she's like a sister to me. Like, she's like a little sister.
Mhm.
And we feel like family on the road.
Yeah.
So I just have fun.
Cool.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. I hope to catch it when you guys come to New York in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, please come out.
Yeah. In regard to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, was it an easy decision for you to join, the cast of that show, or did you have any reservations originally?
Well, the thing is, I was supposed to be doing the show with Tiny and Toya at first.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what got me open-minded to reality TV. Because at first I wasn't even thinking about reality shows.
Yeah.
But the guy that was producing the show, he decided he only wanted to do Tiny and Toya. And the week after I found out that I wasn't going to be doing the show with them, the people from the Housewives reached out to me and asked me could they meet with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, okay, like, whatever, but I was thinking in my mind, like, wow, they want me on their show. I'm not married or anything.
Yeah.
But it ended up being a cool situation, although I'm not going to lie to you. At first I was like, I don't know, because I watched the show in the beginning on the first season. I really loved it, but I didn't see myself being on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the only reason why I agreed to do it is because I was already, thinking about doing something with Tiny. You know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for her asking me to be a part of that show, like, I would have never even been thinking about doing reality TV.
Okay. Cool. And final question, how do you feel the show has affected your image overall?
Overall, I think it's been cool.
Yeah.
Because, I think I'm pretty just like a normal person.
Yeah.
I think I'm relatable to most people because I don't be trying to do too much just because, some people just be doing way too much.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, you can't relate. Like, I feel like, the things that I go through or the things that people see me doing on the show is relatable. Like, I don't try to do anything extra or anything more than what I do if you were around me on a regular day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, I feel like my image is cool. Like, I know some people were with the KandiCoated Nights being on the show. Some people were like, oh my God, I can't believe, can't even talk about stuff, but, talk about, sex like that. But I'm like, I would if you was my friend. We talk about it, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, it's cool, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, that's all I had. Thanks so much for the interview. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I just hope that everybody checks out my album. Give it a chance. Even if you never thought about getting the Kandi album, check it out. And I hope everybody, enjoys it.
Cool. Thank you so much, Kandi, for your interview, and I wish you the best of luck with everything in the new album.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.